Welcome to Brave Science. Today we will talk about the planetary positional pattern. What is that? Let's see. So here I've drawn all of the planets. You have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, you know, that one, and and Neptune. So let's say that we are at a beach, and this is a campfire, and this is supposed to represent Elizabeth's shoe. And Elizabeth's shoe is 1 meter from the campfire. I will be this Batmobile, and I am 6 meters from the campfire. From your experience, who is going to experience the heat from this fire more? Elizabeth Shue, who's 1 meter from the fire, or me, who is 6 meters from the fire? Obviously, Elizabeth Shue. But in the planetary positional pattern, this is not the case, and I will show you why. So Mercury, although it's the closest planet to the sun, it has no atmosphere. And so because of that, it doesn't contain the heat of the sun. The light of the sun simply hits it and then bounces off into space. And that has been represented here by some arrows. However, Venus has an atmosphere. And the sunlight gets trapped inside of it, and so it becomes hotter. And so that's why, although Mercury is the closest to the sun, it is not the hottest. And Venus is the hottest, yet it is not closest to the sun. So now we take a look at Uranus and Neptune. You would think that because Neptune is farthest from the sun, it's the coldest, but it isn't. Uranus is, because it rotates on its axis completely, almost, horizontal. And that's been represented here by that red line. That's the axis. It rotates on its side. And that's why Neptune, although it's the farthest from the sun, is not the coldest. And Uranus is the coldest, but it's not the farthest from the sun. This is a mirror of Mercury and Venus. What is this pattern? Why is it there? And so Earth is the most dense, and Saturn is the least dense. And if you notice their position among the planets, Earth is the third from the sun, Saturn is third from the outside. Same position and a complementary relationship. Most dense, least dense. Again, a pattern. Based on position, very interesting. Now, as for Mars and Jupiter, I have not found out what the relationship is between them in this pattern. Maybe one day I'll find that out. Maybe someone else will find it. But there's definitely something there. Now, I have this book here, Encyclopedia of Science, and it says about Saturn that although Saturn has 95 times the mass of the Earth, its average density is so low that it is the only planet lighter than the same volume of water. This means that if we could put Saturn in an enormous bucket of water, it would float. One thing I did find, though, is Mercury and Jupiter perhaps have some sort of relationship. Mercury has the weakest magnetic field, Jupiter has the strongest, and based on their position, they are both the first of their respective groups. Be sure to like, subscribe, send this to your friends, family, and this is Brave Science, telling you to take no one's word for it and be brave.